Welcome. Tonight, let your mind drift into the quiet corners of the English language. You're about to hear a collection of rare and beautiful words, each one chosen for its uniqueness, its sound, and the way it settles gently on the tongue. There's no story to follow, no plot to remember, just a slow, peaceful unfolding of language, designed to lull you to sleep. The images will stay dark, but whimsical. The words will flow, and all you have to do is listen. Let's begin. Kagu, long-legged bird of New Caledonia. Kenotophobia, fear of change. Kaiserin, wife of a Kaiser. Kaka, olive-brown parrot native to New Zealand. Kakaki, West African ceremonial trumpet. Kakidrosia, body odour. Kakistocracy, government by the worst. Kakarafiophobia, fear of failure. Kalamkari, fabric coloured by repeated dyeing. Kaleidophone, instrument for demonstrating sound waves by lines of light. Kalimba, African musical instrument made of metal strips along a hollow wooden tube. Kalology, study of beauty. Kalon, beauty that is more than skin deep. Kalpis, a water jar. Calyptra, veil worn by Greek women. Chamagraphy, making copies of original paintings using treated canvas. Kame, steep irregular ridge. Camelochion, tall cylindrical hat worn by Orthodox priests. Kamerad, to surrender. Kamik, knee-length sealskin boot. Kane, Hebrew measure of 6 cubits. Kantar, Turkish unit of weight equal to approximately 100 pounds. Kantele, Finnish zither. Kantikoi, to dance as an act of worship. Capnography, means of producing designs on smoked glass surfaces. Capnography, process for producing designs on smoked glass. Carabiner, steel link with clip-on side used in mountaineering. Carezza, prolonged sex avoiding orgasm. Carrosson, Maltese horse-drawn carriage. Karst, rough limestone country with underground drainage. Karyokinesis, division of cell nucleus. Karyology, study of cell nuclei. Karyotype, appearance, number and arrangements of chromosomes. Kasha, porridge or gruel-like dish made from crushed buckwheat. Catabasis, going down, military retreat. Catabothron, underground water channel. Catathermometer, instrument for measuring the cooling power of air. Catharometer, instrument measuring changes in composition of gases. Cathenotheism, polytheism in which several gods are considered supreme in succession. Katsunyama, hangover, uproar, clamour. Kausia, Macedonian felt hat with broad brim. Kava, narcotic drink prepared from Polynesian plant. Kazakok, Slavic fast dance in which dancer squats and kicks out legs alternately. Kazatska, Slavic folk dance performed by a couple. Care, green parrot of New Zealand. Keb, ewe that gives birth to stillborn lamb. Kebi, a shepherd's crook. Kek, to retch, to feel disgust. Kekel, to protect by binding with rope. Ked, wingless fly that feeds on livestock. Kedge, small anchor to keep a ship steady. Keelhaul, to punish by dragging under keel of ship. Keelson, lengthwise wooden or steel beam in ship for bearing stress. Keeve, a large tub. Kef, state of dreamy or drug-induced repose. Keffel, a horse, a nag. Keister, burglar's toolkit. Keloid, hard scar tissue which grows over injured skin. Kelpie, mischievous water spirit. Kelp, coarse fabric made of black and white wool. Kelter, nonsense. Kem, to comb, kemp, coarse rough strand of wool. Kennebecker, knapsack. Kenodoxy, the love or study of vainglory. Kenophobia, fear of empty spaces. Kenosis, Christ's rejection of his divine side upon assuming human form. Kenotism, doctrine that Christ rid himself of divinity in becoming human. Kenspeckle, easily recognizable or distinguishable. Kent bugle, an obsolete key bugle. Kenti, hand-woven African silk fabric. Kentledge, pig iron used as ballast in ship's hold. Kep, to catch an approaching object or falling liquid. Kephalonomancy, divination using a baked ass's head. Kerosene, horny, made of horn. Keratogenic, causing growth of horn, skin or hair. Keratometer, instrument for measuring curvature of the cornea. Corounograph, instrument for recording distant thunderstorms. Coraunoscopia, divination using thunder. Keraroo, pigeon variety of New Zealand. Kerf, cut, notch or groove, quantity of something cut at the same time. Kermes, brilliant red colour, a red dye derived from insects. Kermesse, cycle race held in an urban area. Kermis, indoor charity fair. Kern, Irish foot soldier. Kern, part of typeface letter that sticks out beyond its body. Kern, to granulate. Kersey, coarse woolen cloth. Kerseymere, twilled fine wool. Kerygma, preaching of the Christian gospel. Kerygmatic, of, like or pertaining to preaching the gospel. Ket, carrion, matted wool. Ketch, small two-masted sailing vessel. Ketjack, traditional Balinese dance accompanied by male chorus. Kettle stitch, stitch made at head and tail of section of book to connect sections. Kex, dry hollow plant stalk, key bugle, bugle with keys. Keyline, outline showing shape and position of an illustration. Keystone, to double the wholesale price for retail. Kada, homespun cotton cloth. Kor, a dry water course, a ravine. Kiang, wild Tibetan horse. Kibble, the bucket of a well. Kibble, to grind cereal coarsely. Kaib, chapped area of skin. Kikiwiki, a wife. Kickshaws, a trinket, a cheap worthless article. Kidder, a forestaller, a huckster. Kiddle, stake fence set in stream for catching fish. Kidlet, a very little kid. Kidology, study of kidding. Kidology, deceptive trickery, nonsense. Kia, bleaching vat. Kif, drug like marijuana smoked in North Africa. Kilderkin, old unit of capacity equal to 1/2 barrel or 18 gallons. Kilford yoking, a fireside disputation. Killers, clay slate. Killcow, a bully, a swaggerer. Killcrop, greedy insatiable baby, a changeling. Killock, small anchor. Kilobase, unit of measure of length of nucleic acid chain equal to 1,000 base pairs. Kinchin, a child. Kincob, embroidered silk with gold and silver threads. Kindergraph, photograph of a child. Kinderspiel, a children's cantata or play. Keen, cows. Kinematics, study of motion. Kinescope, cathode ray tube for a television. Kinesics, study of gestural communication. Kinetheodolite, theodolite used in tracking missiles and satellites. Kinetics, study of forces producing or changing motion. Kinetogenic, causing movement. Kinetoscope, instrument for producing curves by combination of circular movements. King post, perpendicular beam in frame of roof. Kinkajou, carnivorous South American raccoon-like mammal. Kinkle, a slight kink. Kip, skin of a young animal. Kip, unit of weight equivalent to 1,000 pounds. Kippage, state of displeasure or anger. Kyr, drink of black currant syrup and white wine. Kyrking, first attendance of a couple at church after marriage. Kirpan, small sword or dagger worn by Sikhs. Kirsch, liqueur made from the wild cherry. Kirtle, man's or woman's tunic or coat. Kish, solid graphite that separates from pig iron. Kismet, fate, destiny. Kissel, thickened fruit puree dessert. Kistvayen, tomb covered with stone slabs. Kit, a small pocket violin. Ketanj, brightly coloured East African cotton fabric. Kith, knowledge, one's native land, one's friends. Kitug, left-handed, awkward. Klangfarbe, tone colour. Timbre, klaxon, loud mechanical horn. Klinibok, small South African antelope. Klendusich, able to withstand disease due to protective mechanism. Kleptocracy, government by thieves. Klipspringer, small African antelope. Cloakmania, kleptomania. Knackish, cunning, crafty. Nag, not in wood. Nard, gnarled, knotty. Kneelet, knee armour. Knickerbockers, loose breeches gathered in at the knee. Knick-knacketry, collection of knick-knacks. Nick point, discontinuity in river profile due to intersection of new erosion curve. Nisomancy, divination using burning incense. Niche, bundle of wood tied together. Nobber, a stag in its second year. Nop, loop or tuft in yarn. Nosp, unopened bud of a flower. Ornament shaped like a bud. Knout, to flog, to scourge. Nubble, to beat with the fists. Nur, knob or knot in wood. Knurl, small excrescence or protuberance, to make knurls on. Koan, nonsensical question given to Buddhist students for contemplation. Kob, African water antelope. Kobold, spirit of the mines. Kohl, eyeshadow, mascara. Kohlrabi, variety of cabbage. Koin, dialect that spreads to become common language of a region. Kolo, Central European folk dance having a ring of dancers. Kamatic, sled with wooden runners. Conimeter, instrument measuring amount of dust in air. Coniology, study of atmospheric pollutants and dust. Conoscope, instrument for measuring dust in air. Cop, bank of terracing at a football field. Kora, musical instrument similar to a harp. Kor, ancient Greek statue of a draped maiden. Koto, obnoxious-sounding Japanese stringed instrument. Kupre, wild ox of Cambodia. Kuros, statue of a nude male. Kraken, legendary sea monster. Crasis, addition of water to sacramental wine. Chlorosis, shriveling of the skin. Creatophagia, eating of raw meat. Kremlin, a Russian citadel. Kreng, whale carcass after blubber is removed. Kriegspiel, war game used to teach strategy. Krimmer, tightly curled grey or black lamb's wool. Kritaki, government by judges. Krobilos, tuft of hair on the top of the head, krumhorn, ancient double-reed wind instrument, crypsis, doctrine that Christ secretly exercised divine powers, tenology, science of putting people to death, kudu, African antelope with spiraling horns, kumis, fermented mare's milk, kumel, cumin-flavoured liqueur, kurgan, prehistoric burial mound, kurta, loose shirt or tunic, kurtosis, relative degree OKF sharpness of peak of distribution curve, kuru, brain disease transmitted by cannibalism, kvass, Eastern European rye beer, kwashiorkor, tropical disease of infants due to protein deficiency, kyle, narrow straight, Kylin, Chinese mythical animal, kylosis, clubfoot, kylo, small long-haired cattle, kymatology, study of wave motion, kymograph, instrument for recording fluid pressure, kypherinos, humped nose, kyphosis, hunchbacked condition, kyrie, religious petition for mercy, kyriel, string of short lines in stanzas all ending with the same word, kyrialexi, the use of literal expressions. You've just wandered through a quiet garden of forgotten words, each one a whisper, a rhythm, a resting place for your thoughts. There's no need to remember them. They were here only to guide you, gently, into stillness. If you're still awake, that's okay. Just let the silence wrap around you now. And when sleep comes, let it be soft and full of wonder. Good night.